Hello everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias. It's time to break open the static box again because it is time to talk about the Icarus. Now, I've spent about a week with the Icarus and I have loved pretty much every single second of it as my dogs go crazy upstairs as usual. This is a balisong that just flows. It just has everything that you could want, or at least that I would want. It has enough weight in the end of the handles for it to keep momentum, enough tip weight for it to fan really well, and it's just overall just a really enjoyable flipper, not to mention the design of it with, these angled handles, this beautiful blade that comes in multiple styles. You're most likely seeing this the day after, or possibly 2 days after the drop. The drop is happening June 15th. Static will be putting the channel version of the Icarus up to a pre-order. Can't really release it on that day because, that's Ty's Day, and also, you got to spend, it's got to be like a week or something like that. But if you're interested, Static Knives on Instagram, go hit them with a pre-order. But it's just a really fun balisong. I think I would easily put this in one of my favorite aluminum live blades that I've tried, just because it fits my preference really well. It's kind of like the Nemesis, but it's lighter and it just flows a little bit better. Because, it's got that amazing fan capability while also being really great for rollovers, chaplains, all of that stuff. And it just it lets me flip. I feel like I can just kind of flip this, not have to worry too much about it not conforming to my style or something. Oh boy, it just looks great, it feels great, and it sounds great. Of course, the sound being one of the biggest things that people called out in the comments of the last video when I unboxed this thing. Just sounds really great. I think these are supposed to come in at about $300, so we're looking at slightly more expensive than a Kraken would be. But to be honest, I think it's a fair price. I think it's built well, feels good in the hands, flips well. I really like it. Of course, not every balisong is perfect. That's my motto. The ends of the handles, a little annoying in fans and choker fans because they just kind of rub against your hands in a way that I'm not super into. Specifically in the choker fans, and then you get some weird grip with the ends of the handles and the choker fans, and it's just I think it could be just a little better. But as I've said in the past, it is a balisong that the looks of it kind of outweigh the functionality in that. I'm willing to give it a little bit of a pass because it does look really good, and I really enjoy it, actually. Now, this isn't my favorite live blade. That would definitely go to something like a knife that I will be making a video about in the coming days. But this is actually really solid, and I do want to buy one eventually. I don't think I'll be able to get in on this drop just because, blade show, no money. You know how that is. But eventually I would love to put one of these in my collection, and just because it's just a really nice, light, flowy flipper that I just really enjoy. Besides that, everything else is pretty good. I'll be honest, I think the chamfering on the spine of the blade could be a little better. It's not uncomfortable by any means, but this certainly isn't a balisong that I could attempt to take the world record back with in terms of chaplaining, because it would just get uncomfortable way too quick. And I do think that the overall machining, while good, I think there's some sharp angles here that could be reduced just a little bit, and that's not really the quality of the machining more than it is, I think, just the design. But again, it allows for something that you have good control over. I'd compare it to the Sirius. Ty's described the Sirius, and now that I have a Sirius, make a video on it eventually, I would describe it as it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. Well, the one that I have is because it's polished, but normally they're not the most comfortable thing in the world, but they give you a lot of control. And I would say that's what Static has done here with the Icarus. It's you get as much control as you could want. It's not going to have that silky soft feel in the hands that something like the Kraken does, but it's going to be pretty dang good. And the anodization, I watched the last video back, it doesn't really come through on camera. It's a very vibrant, nice shiny ano. Although I could see myself maybe buying a silver one of these and getting it polished, because Ty has kind of converted me to the polished side of things. I can't lie. I really like Ty's polished Firefly, and now the polished Sirius that I am in possession of, just really good. It's just overall really solid. So my week with the Icarus was actually really fun. I am possibly heading up to a meetup. I'm going to see if Static wants me to bring this, but then if he doesn't, I'm probably going to be sending it back to him. Again, pre-order. If you guys want to pre-order one, Static Knives on Instagram, go hit him up. I think it's a really solid balisong. For the price, I think you're getting a pretty good flipper. Maybe it wouldn't be to your exact preferences, because I really like when a balisong has a lot of momentum carrying and tip weight and all that, to make it sticky and rollovers, but still fan really well. Maybe you won't like that. Or maybe you just want to support the design. I've seen a lot of people actually praising this design, which I didn't expect, because most people, I feel like, hate new things in the Bally community. And, you know, this can be considered a little uncomfortable, which, you know, I do understand. But yeah, Static Knives Icarus. This is a balisong that I really enjoy. I've really enjoyed flipping it over the past week. It's kind of been my go-to live blade, to be honest. Because my Impusa is great. It just is a little slow. It demands a slower flipping style. And the Kraken, like, the Kraken is really good, and the Kraken will always be good. I know Brandon is going to hate me for saying this, but the Kraken is, you know, like the white bread. Brandon has a really big problem with me calling it white bread, and I think that's really funny. But the Kraken, just like, it's kind of entering that point where it's not really fitting my preferences. The handles just carry a little too little momentum for me, and it's like I really do just want like a more flowy flipping experience rather than something that the Kraken provides, which is like, you know, it's like kind of handle bias, and it's like, I wouldn't call it sluggish, but I just like the kind of effortless flippers that I have been flipping for the past few days, and this is one of them. So yeah, great job, Static. Thank you again for sending me one out. I'm so genuinely stoked to finally get to spend some like good time with an Icarus. And in the future, when, you know, I'm not broke from Blade Show, I could totally see myself picking one of these up. So great job, dude. Go hit him up on Instagram, Static Knives, as usual. Again, he was the one that did my my bushing mod for my original squid trainer. So Static's been the homie for a while now. And now getting to try his knife that I have wanted to try for so long lives up to the hype. I have to say that. And I was really glad about that, because I kind of thought that this design would be a little uncomfortable or I wouldn't like it very much. Really great. Sound, looks, all of that. Really great. So thank you all for watching. Whoopsies. Thank you all for watching. Yeah. Again, I've already done all the callouts and I need to. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys all enjoyed. And I will see you all in the next one. Later.